All I can say is that the fake news just doesn't get it, do they?
And the fake news, they go along with the White House's bizarre rules about what you can ask the president. So Joe Biden is around reporters actually more than you might think. But he has an announcement, and then he makes it, well, you can only ask me about the announcement. He gets away with it. He says it. He says, watch.
I want to thank you all. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it.
Do you support Finland joining NATO, sir?
If you ask me something about I just spoke about, I'm happy to answer your question.
That's, it's charming for a moment. Maybe it's not. You can't ask them questions about anything other than the event that they want to talk about. What happened to transparency, right? No. We'd like to ask him about the laptop. His beloved New York Times has verified it finally. We knew 2 years ago it was the real deal, but he has not been asked a single question about the laptop since becoming president, and that's a disgrace. All right, speaking of disgraces, sorry, she's done. Finally, after negotiating herself some sort of deal at MSNBC while she's the White House press secretary, not good, but she's patting herself on the back on the way out.
What we talked about for the majority of our conversation was the importance of returning integrity, respect, and civility to the White House.
That was her job interview with Joe Biden. Integrity, respect, and civility. Return to the what? Integrity? Respect? Civility? No. And even it happened today. She only calls on, for the most part, reporters in the front row who are friendly to her, with certain exceptions that she can't avoid, but there are plenty of people who don't get called on. Like this guy, for 15 months, Simon Ateba. Well, he's from a legitimate news organization. He has a White House pass. Listen to his frustration on her last day. Take a look.
Sometime. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question from the back?
On the issue of the formula
Jen,
shortage.
can I ask you a question from the
please
back?
stop.
I understand, but
Simon,
for 15
please
months,
show some
there's
respect.
no
On the issue of formula.
and I'm saying that for the sake of equity, we should
First of all,
have
thank you
pressure
for your
on
service, and thank you, your husband, for his service as well. On the issue of formula, I think, if anything, this crisis has reminded everyone that this is
Simon,
not
if you could respect your colleagues and other media and reporters in here, that would be greatly appreciated. Go ahead, Mary.
If anything, sir, please, if anything, this has reminded, I think, the entire country and the world that this is not a luxury item, but an essential. Thank you. Formula is not a luxury item. It is.
Favorites were taken care of. Pests were mostly ignored. Jen Psaki, she could make the truth seem like a lie and the lie seem like truth. That was her MO. Maybe people will get a fairer shake from, what's her name, Karine Jean-Pierre? I don't know how enthusiastic she's going to be. She's kind of over it by now. I'm not impressed with her record as well. She's the deputy. She's going to be the press secretary, I think, on Monday.
The president has the temperament of a toddler and the mind of a white supremacist. He knows that he's emboldening racist and bigots. A white man with all of his privilege comes on stage and steps into our personal space. Donald Trump's racism is a toxic and dangerous brew. We've known Donald Trump has been a racist for a very long time. That is not surprising. When you look at those protests, Joy, of those folks who want to take over the Capitol because they want to reopen the government, they're mostly white men and they're mostly angry and they have so much hate.
So in a sane world, comments like this would render her ineligible for federal service at such a high level. But in an insane world, these kinds of comments qualify you for a federal job at a very high level. It's sad. We'll be watching. All right. Who remembers Brooke Shields? Great actress and model. And, well, this TV commercial 40-some years ago was considered very controversial for its time.
You want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing.
I think that's code for she's not wearing underwear. This was considered scandalous. I mean, this was considered big news. The New York Times wrote about it. All the people who called up threatening to boycott and cancel this, that, and the other thing. 2 New York television stations, CBS and ABC, have banned a controversial Calvin Klein jeans commercial starring the actress Brooke Shields following a flood of viewer complaints about its suggestiveness. Again, I guess the lack of underwear was a big issue back then. Where are we today? Calvin Klein jeans and underwear, this is how they market their stuff with transgender folks. Now, you see the person holding the belly. All right, so let me see if I get this straight. That is a transgender woman. So born a man, took hormones or whatever to grow hair, and now is pregnant, and I don't know the status or the gender of the other one, but this is what it's all about. And if you look closely, that's Calvin Klein underwear, sweatpants, or something like this. And they got a catchy little slogan here. You ready? What does this make you think of? Can I read that, please? It's a little bit hard to read. We can reproduce biologically or from the heart. Our place is to love and be loved. And then there's another picture of people laying around in their underwear. And there's I don't know. I prefer Brooke Shields in the tight pants. How about you guys? All right. Also, CBS and a good chunk of the left-leaning media still obsessed about an ordinary traffic stop that happened in Georgia. Take a look.
This is the moment Liberty County Sheriff's deputies pulled over a bus of women's lacrosse players last month. After talking to the driver, the sheriff's deputy pokes his head into the bus.
Ladies, how are y'all doing?
When he returns to the car, he makes this remark to a fellow deputy.
There's a bunch of dang schoolgirls on the bus. There's probably some weed. Maybe.
The deputies then inform the driver they're going to search the luggage under the bus. One deputy brings out a drug-sniffing dog. They return to the bus to explain what's happening.
How do we go from being in the room late to going through our bags and checking things out?
There are times where we end up finding some children that are missing from their family. We find large amounts of money that nobody knows anything about. Okay? Or large amounts of cocaine, marijuana, heroin, methamphetamines, anything like that, okay? If there is anything in y'all's luggage, we're probably going to find it. Okay? I'm not looking for a little bit of marijuana, but I'm pretty sure you guys as chaperones are probably going to be disappointed in you if we find any.
Well, they didn't find any. I was watching this report, and I'm like, okay, when does somebody get beaten up here? Is somebody accidentally shot? What happened? Nothing happens. They don't find any drugs, and they say, okay, thanks, have a nice day. These things happen. It's happened to me at least 3 times, at least. Anyway, these times, no, this is all politically incorrect because these women are, for the most part, women of color, and the cop is it's a white gentleman with a Southern accent. So the optics are very bad. CBS is totally freaked out.
That's just so wrong on so many levels. And at the end, the officer says, enjoy the rest of your day, when you've just been stopped and just questioned and humiliated that way. They were all very cooperative.
They were all very cooperative because they believe that, as the coach of the team, Ms. Jenkins said, that things could have gone wrongly.
Yes, very quickly.
They had not been as cooperative as they were.
In the long list of people who should be upset about this, the people of Georgia should be upset because your officers have better things to do. What are they doing on that bus?
To say thank you, have a nice day, how about you end it with I apologize for wasting your time?
Wow. They've got a lot of beef here, wrong in so many ways. The women were humiliated. It could have gone bad if they didn't cooperate. You're supposed to cooperate. Have a nice day. You can't even say have a nice day anymore. This kind of rhetoric, and by the way, none of them have any law enforcement experience. Look them up. They're all fake news, resumes, fake news jobs, except for the last guy. He was a football player. I don't get it. But this kind of conversation leads to moments like this, okay? Cops being disrespected everywhere they go in just performing a routine traffic stop. No. Joe Biden wants to throw money at police. Great, but that's not going to fix the problem. It is a cultural shift back to law and order that has to happen. All right, Netflix. You know what? Maybe I won't cancel Netflix after all. A couple of things. They had the Chappelle special. They stuck with it. You can still find it, and it's still funny.
All of a sudden, This lesbian fellow stepped between us. Hey, that's my girl. I said, yo, my man, back up.
Come on. I laughed. Let's see. A lot of people who worked at Netflix did not. And they were upset and they walked off the job. And it looks like somebody there might be watching my show because I said, you got to fire all these people or at least give them the option. I mean, smarten up. What's going on here? Are you an entertainment company for 1 billion people or are you some sort of woke art project? They decided they're going to be an entertainment company for 1 billion people. Take a look at this, an internal memo. They say this: as employees, we support the principle that Netflix offers a diversity of stories, even if we find some titles counter to our own personal values. Depending on your role, you may need to work on titles you perceive to be harmful. Next, if you find it hard to support our content breadth, Netflix may not be the best place for you. Finally, some sanity in Hollywood. That's a great... I'm not canceling Netflix. I'm going to hang in there for the time being. And Chappelle, you can still stream it, and that's great.